Hello. Welcome back. I miss you guys, but I need to tell you exactly what I was doing. So the thing is that welcome to Rosalina, the Empress, Real Estate Empress. But I want to talk to you today about the CEO. Today is not for real estate. Today is how can we deal with our amazing vendors or contractors when you are building a property. This is what's happening with us. We have been finishing the house that we are not even put it, well, we put it in the market. It was sold before we finish it. We have been had some kind of course, as a construction, some kind of things that we need to fix. Okay, so the vendors, for example, there's some specifications or so things that we don't need to know. We just need to trust. So we were trusting in our vendors. So we have one huge hiccup. We're going to be talking about that during the weekend, probably after we finish exactly what we're doing. And then we are going to talk about this today because I have been noticed that us, the women's, that we are the CEO in our businesses, how we kill businesses over our character. We call it, yeah, that's the way that I am, right? I'm strong. I get my deal correctly. That's the way that I am. I'm very direct. I don't give a you know what. And that's the thing that would cost you a lot. We have this situation because we have been working some interiors things with this vendor, and we have to go and double check that everything is okay. So while we were doing that and verify that everything was okay, it was done in the correct time. And let me tell you why. When you're building a house or you're building, your work has been done or is done by stages. When you're working inside of the house and you have a few vendors working and there's some things going on at once and you need to double check that the work is done correctly as the specifications, as the owners want it, and you're going out with your checklist, you cannot obvious that's a step. You need to go do the double check, then finish the work, whatever you find out in that checklist or that walkthrough, and then you finish that work. Then that vendor is able to come with you, double check the whole work, and then you gotta get paid. It happened with this vendor. We are women's, so they are the owners of their business. I'm the person here in charge of this business. And so at that moment, we are all the alpha women in the business, the CEOs. I'm the seller, I'm the owner. They are the one providing a service, but they are the owners on their own business. When we were requested by them to do a final walkthrough, we did the final walkthrough without them doing the final walkthrough with their contractors. They haven't double checked the job. And the most ridiculous thing is that we have, because they requested the final walkthrough with the future buyers of this home. We have the house sold cash. And then when we finish and they request us to invite the buyers, the future owners of the house, we do the final walkthrough. We encounter a few stuff that they were not happy with the work that the way it was done. So now I'm the owner. I have to step in with my femininity plus my CEO hat, and in front of my client request the services, request the quality that we expected in a $1.5 million house. When this situation happened is at 9, We all went to do the final walkthrough in the house. When this thing happened, there's a confrontation between the buyers with this vendor. These ladies, in their alpha moment, remember, we have this issue with us as a woman. We need to have some kind of a structure because it's our business. But at the same time, we have been used too much of the masculinity when we're working in construction or we're the owners of the business, because we have this theory that if we are not as strong, people are going to abuse of us. I don't think it's true, but for me, I need to be as much aligned with myself and try to understand what is going on before going and say something that is not correct. I cannot know everything. It's impossible. I'm building a house. There's some elements that I cannot. I'm sorry, can I know? The problem is that I will not know everything. I will learn as anybody else during the process. And if you haven't figured it out that yet, when you start in your business in sales and now you are the CEO, you must pass all those levels to know exactly the structure and the knowledge and the information and everything how that company works for you to be the best CEO or the best team leader. Because you need to know the basics, the vision, the what is the vision, what is the mission in that a company, what are they looking for. So when we are working with labor, it's something that in construction, something that you don't do maybe in a week or 2 weeks, it will take you maybe a month behind of the project. That's another conversation for another day. But the thing is, in construction, it's like when you're baking. If you put too much of the whatever is, the cake will not come the same way. Or it will come too hard or too soft, or it will not be raising the way it's supposed to, or it won't taste the same. There's so many elements. Actually, you cannot open the oven before the time. Why? Because your cake will be sucking. It will not raise or rise. So the thing is that you had to be careful what you're doing, but you don't know anything unless you're doing the things, you're doing the measurements, you're putting everything together, you're looking for all the ingredients to make this amazing cake. At the first time, it will not look at the same as you saw in the recipe, but with the work, and then you start getting comfortable, you guys start making the modifications. Now you have your own way to do the cake. It happens in construction. And this is so funny because the other day, my husband sent me a link that it was saying that, that I'm here in Florida. So in Miami, the Mercedes-Benz was building this huge building. The most luxurious building in Miami will be the Mercedes one. They are in bankruptcy. Why? Because constructions, the minimum details can cost you thousands, but in that case, millions of dollars. And it will eat your budget in just one night. So that happened with them. And they have a lot of investors, a huge marketing. And I think that agents already saw some of the apartments there. So I don't know what it will be that situation with that Mercedes building in Miami. But the thing is, when you are building something so huge, so big, things will happen. And we need to be aware of this. When you are working in construction, when you are the CEO of your own business, when you're doing this, for me, this is a passion. I love it. I love the challenge. I love to look for the details. I love to see exactly how everything's coming from nothing to be built. So The thing is that you had to be careful the way that you behave, the way that you carry your business, the way that you're trying to get one step ahead when you're trying to do things when you haven't looked over the final product. When you're doing construction, everybody has to make an opinion of something. Oh my gosh, you will invite someone to see, I don't know, maybe to install the windows, install the floor, and they started, oh, this wall is not done correctly. Next time you call me, I know how to do this. Okay. Oh, this tile, oh, this is not correctly well done. You need to do this and this and this. Everyone has a freaking opinion. And I'm so tired of it because something that we need to learn is respect the work of others. And the thing is that for me to know if the project was good or not, or the work was good or not, the city inspector will say, hey, you need to do this again. This is not well done. They know what we need to do to have it done properly. So sometimes this many comments around us, what it does is to make us uncomfortable, make us feel insecure with what we were building. But I learned something at the beginning of this project. It was just being aware what my inspector from the city was asking for, or or he was requesting, or maybe I'm making ask questions before ahead of time. Would you like to see if we're doing this correctly, and let me know what do I need to fix? And that saved me a lot. There's other things that cost me a lot. You guys will know the whole thing maybe when we close. Let me just wait for closing place, but I will tell you everything. You need to know exactly what's going on. So the thing is that when you pressure the things that you're doing, but at the same time you don't know much what you're doing, it happens what it happens with this vendor. We are in the final walkthrough with this work. They want us to double check that everything okay because they want to get paid. Yes, that's the thing. They want to get paid. Since the beginning, there were some differences in color selections. And since the day one, I sent a picture and I says, okay, hold on. I think that, ladies, I think that this color is not the one that we selected. Nobody get back to me. Okay, I let them finish. I cannot do anything, right? I cannot stop the project. I need to continue. What happened? There's another places that they need to do something similar. They change by their decisions. They never brought that up to us. They never asked for authorization, but they change the wallpaper in a different place and color panels in a different place. And I got confused because the thing is that we have the rentals to have it as a guidance that how the house is gonna look. So now that color first is not the color that we selected, and the second one is that that's not the correct materials in the correct places. When we are looking in the same room, colors are not matching. And now I'm getting freaking out. Now I'm asking why these things are happening when we already paid the 50% for materials since October, and they start the work in December. When we are working and they start putting everything together, I had to say they're people, they're carpenters, they're artists. The guys does a perfect job. I was super impressed, super amazed. But unfortunately, as a woman CEO of their business, they wasn't ready for the work and the detail oriented that job was requesting. If you're suggesting a color, you cannot tell me later that the color was not available in that material, because who made the suggestion was you. You are the professional. So now I'm the owner providing something that is not the correct color to my future buyers, something that you provided to me. I'm not the expert. That's why we're paying you for your expertise. You're part of my team. You're the ones that make me look good. How is possible that you cannot control something so basic like colors and materials? That's the first thing. That's the first things that happen. When I start seeing the discrepancy in the colors and I see the colors in different part of the house, I will start asking questions. And the confrontation was the worst thing that happened. Now I'm here as a client, also the owner, requesting answers. I want solutions, but I want the things as you promised me. Now we are in this confrontation when I'm trying to be as much elegant possible, but annoying at the same time. But I need to ask for the product. I need to ask for where is my money will be put in. I need to ask for my representation, my reputation, what I promise. For me, it's bigger than that. Because when I went out to sell the house, this is what I promised you that you're going to have it. Now somebody else, because that day was inspired, decided to change things without saying anything, without notification. They change it because they thought that they can change it. How you killed your business so fast? That's the things that we need to be careful. They killed their business. We don't want to work with them anymore. Those owners doesn't want to work with them anymore. How can you kill a business so fast? Over thousands, very small. You can lose many years of business. And it's very unfortunate. When we had to be in this situation, so now the buyers are requesting some quality, and this person say, we are not perfect. And all the jobs, you cannot expect that the jobs could be perfect because nothing is perfect. The owner, the future owner says, but you should be aiming to perfection. And that gave me a big bucket of ice water in top of me. Because at that momentum, their credibility, their business was lost. They lost 2 clients in one comment. Wrong decisions. And don't ask me why. I don't have any idea. We have this confrontation back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, because what she says, and then she says that they don't have the money to replace the materials, blah, 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 blah. The whole thing in front of the client. We had to step out to fix this for a moment. They will be fixing something else. They didn't want to fix this panels that they looked that wasn't done correctly, but it wasn't that. And because they didn't know. Then we had to stop. They finished their job that they say that they're going to be fixing. They never say that they're going to be fixing this one. But then we had to pay. And you know what happened? We didn't pay. The work was not complete. The work was not 100% done. And the future buyers were not satisfied with the product. So that's when the problem comes. They start to, oh my gosh, forcing us to pay claiming that the work was done, but at the same time, they were doing, oh my gosh, what do you call it? Treating us, threatening us with putting a lien on the property. And the thing of right now, all the benefits of the WhatsApp messages and things like that, everything is right. So, and the emails too. So I start cutting everything and the conversation as well. I put it together and I send it. And it says, you guys went back and fixed this area. You guys say this and 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 this. This is the email. You guys are incomplete. You guys cannot come back because now I had to stop because the inspector doesn't want us to continue working in some kind of stuff until the whole thing had been finished. And that was the thing. I had to stop everything for a while. The other day they came to the house to finish. And I just said to the guys, and I says, hey, I think that what you guys are doing is like a make this kind of, it's like a plaster that covered those little nails that they use just for keep things on the wall and they don't going to fall. And he said, yes, that's the only thing that I have to do. And I says, that's the only thing that you have to do, right? And he said, yes. Okay, so let's do that. Why I know this? Because when I purchased my house, the guys that did the cabinet, he says, he gave me like a kind of crayon with the same color as the cabinetries. And he says, if you find anything that is half chipped or the color is not correctly done or there was a correction, but it wasn't, just use this. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I remember that. And this is some kind of clay that they put the same color and cover. And it looks like a seamless, like nothing happened there. Guys, it take an hour to fix the huge problem that they made. And I was so surprised because before of everything or anything that you're going to do, you don't even need to get upset or mad or lose thousands of dollars or losing two clients in just when you open your mouth. If you go with your team and double check that the job is complete and done. You guys first in private. The payment will go. The payment will be out. They will be wired to transfer the money. Of course, super happy because the work is done. The thing is that they were already upset because we make them change things that they promised. So they went on to their head, not to the business. There wasn't that wise dealing with that. How we can control situations that are going to be happening in the process and avoid that your character is the one that goes out. You can say the things professionally, ethically, direct, without offending anyone. And the work will be done. If you show respect, you will receive respect. And the other thing that we need to remember is we're women working in the side area of a guy. So now this is another problem. They are listening to their wives nagging them at work because we are the one giving instructions or letting them know exactly what we would like the things be done or what is the schedule that we have. And that's another situation. So things that I have been learned is don't take things personally. And another thing that I have been learned is I put the phone away. I get very anxious. I get very upset because things that that really bothers me, that everybody wants to know exactly where everything's going to be done, but nobody knows If I have a situation with the schedule because this person didn't show up, materials wasn't ready, materials were sending wrongly to the house, things that could happen that you cannot control. But people want that you have the same schedule set in the same things happening. It will not happen that way. When you cannot control, you cannot control. But at the same time, you need to know how to say things. Because at the same time, you are the builder. You are the one responsible of it. There's no many excuses. But things that you cannot control them. So I have been learned, and it had been a process. It's not easy. First, the first thing that I had to remember is that I'm doing this business with my husband. And my husband and I have a 9 to 5 business. From 5 to next day, he's my husband. He's the father of my kids. And I don't want to bring the business to the house, to the kids, and to the bed. The bed is for us. It's not for the business. I'm sorry. I don't want my business being in my bed. The bed is for 2, not for 3. The phone, this phone is just when, if the office is burning, right? The office is burning. That's when I pick up the phone. I learn, do not burn out myself over nothing. For people, their things are priorities and emergencies. There's no emergencies. You cannot call me at 6 o'clock to send a documents to the title company when title company close at 5, or wire transfers cannot be done after 4 or 3. So at 6 o'clock, I cannot do anything. So I'm not going to pick up the phone. Send me an email. I'm gonna send the email first time in the morning. Don't call me, and they have been calling me. I have agents. I told you guys, this is not my only business. I'm a real estate broker. Calling me on Sunday to ask me we had class on Monday when the email was sent on Friday. Do you think that is worth it to answer a phone on Sunday when you're with your kids, your family, when you're in your feminine way to talk about business? Because for me, that was annoying. You give the information, you have the calendar, and you're asking me if we had class on Monday or not. I don't know if Monday I gotta wake up. It's Sunday. What happened in Monday? We have not internet. There's no class. So, and those are the things that we need to learn to do. One of the things that I learned was just go and pray. I wake up my day just putting God in front of everything. God, you have a divine provision for me. Everything's gonna work. Everything's gonna be working perfectly for me, no matter what it is. You have everything ready. You have the answers, but I need to be ready. I need to be aligned, because if I wake up with my character, my attitude, the way that Rosalina is, people doesn't like Rosalina. Not even I like Rosalina. Rosalina is too strong. Rosalina is too perfectionist. Rosalina is too annoying. And this Rosalina cannot deal with people in businesses because Rosalina is too perfectionist. Rosalina doesn't know how to say things when she needs to get something good. That Rosalina, I put it back. I put her okay, very low. Girl, stay there. Don't even move. Let this one, the one that I want to show, be the correct one, the respectful, the friendly way to say the stuff. The think, okay, yeah, something happened, we cannot control it. And do not take that I cannot control it to my husband. Oh, what happened? They didn't call, they didn't blah, 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 and we have a schedule. We cannot control it. I cannot control the weather. I cannot control that some company sent me an over and that it was styling steel, sent me in white. And it take 4 more weeks to come, the new one. They sold me the wrong windows. Things happen. But I'm not going to put my family, my husband, my marriage over the business. No way. I need to find a way to canalize all that thing, put it away, enjoy my marriage, enjoy my kids, enjoy my time, come back and be feminine, because when I'm doing in the business, it's very structured. This needs to be done. I need this for this day, and this and this and this. I need to take that out and go back to be mom and to be the wife. And I have been learned those things. I had take time for meditation. I take time to go and do my hair, my nails. I have been dropped 10 pounds already. I'm taking care of my health. I want to be professional, but I want to be an inspiration. I want to look good. I want to be a good representation of myself, my business, and the women's out there. So I cannot come and say to a client, oh, we are not going to do this perfectly or trying to be perfect. Yeah, we will try to do it as perfect as possible, but I need to be professional. So you need to think, what do you need to do to put away who you really are? Because this is like a when the actors and the actresses are going to perform with the character, they change. And when you saw them maybe, right, in some public places, they don't want to even to take a picture. They don't want to give an autograph, or they're very grumpy people. And then you says, oh, that's not the person that I know on the TV, because they are living in a character. So how in a character you could be that at the same time that character help you to be a professional, ethical CEO woman that really change lives and helps other to do the same. For me, it was very hard. Listen to this conversation with these ladies, putting in my brain exactly what was going on, and then figured it out that the fix was so simple that we didn't have to have that kind of conversation. The panels would never replace it. They do the plaster. It's seamless. It looks so beautiful. Why you take that opportunity to grow your business over something that you don't even know how to finish or how to do it? If you take your time to finish the job that your company is doing, that your team is doing, and you double check the whole thing, you will find out where are the mistakes, or the maybe somebody overlooked something. It happens. We are humans. And then you can then be super professional and says, you know what, we overlook at about this, but we're ready to give it to you this and this and this and this information. Let's just fix this during this weekend, and everything will be perfect. And you will get paid. Now there's no more businesses for these people. From us, from the future buyers, and even the contractors. Because that's not the way that you react. You need to continue being professional. And you're a woman, you're a flower. Even you are working in construction or working in something that you need to be very strong character, that doesn't mean that that beautiful rose need to be faded. It could be like this big rose, completely open with a lot of fragrance and a strong, beautiful, deliver the same love, the same elegance, the same knowledge. So I leave you with that. It's a lot of things happening in a construction. We're going to continue about the construction. We are going to continue talking about the personality characters, because I found the way. Oh my gosh, you guys are going to love this. I found another way to see this character of personalities that is amazing. Therefore, classes are super good. And I'm going to continue doing this during the weekend for you guys, and we're going to show the house as well starting tomorrow. We're going to be starting showing you the front and the back, and when we're going to be start finishing the stuff during this week, we're going to be showing you the final product. But thank you so much for being here with us. Please keep posted. Would you have any question about construction, CEO, business, parenting, um, marriage? Please let us know. We're here to make this a good opportunity for you guys, and we want you to grow, be stronger, and enjoy your femininity. Even you're working in this tough business with a lot of guys, we make the differences. We make a huge impact when we know what we're talking, when we know what we're doing. They get super surprised the how we handle stuff and how we deal with these things. So take care. I hope that you guys like this. And today was talking Rosalina Esclin, the CEO business, and also the Real Estate Empress. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.